guys, it's Claire. I'm here today to show you my old house that, God willing, will be sold in less than a week. Well, it's been a long process, more than a week, but the buyer will be signing on the dotted line in less than a week. Did I say less than a week? I meant slightly more than a week. We only moved less than 2 miles up the road, just to a bigger house. We've loved this little house for 7 years, but when I say little, it is very little, and you'll see that. So come on, let's go look. So here we go. Here is 97 West Washington. There's the for sale sign. There it is, our cute little house. We moved in here. Let me take you inside. When my son was not yet 2, and now he is a ripe old age of 9.5. So we spent about a little over 7 years here, and we're very happy in this little house. Lots of great memories, and even though you're going to see it's very tiny, I managed to host just about every holiday at this house. Oh, is the key not working? It has to. There we go. Okay. Ooh, and the top is locked too. Sorry. And everything's locked up nice and tight. My husband's probably here checking on things. Come on. Other way. Oh. Of course I can't get in. Oh, weird. Woo! We made it. We're in. Sorry about that. But here we go. So we are inside the front door. My back is at the front door. If we pan this way, there's a window and there's the corner. You can see the door into the kitchen. There's a coat closet. It's tiny. I'm not going to open it for you. And here's the entirety of the living room with that picture window that looks out. It's a rectangular shaped living room, if you haven't noticed. I measured it one day just for giggles. It's 22 feet long by 11 feet wide. So definitely a small, rectangular, very strong rectangle shape. We had our TV and our TV stand here. My husband's piano was against this wall. Along this wall was a couch that we no longer have. And then jutting out here, facing the piano, if you were going to sit in it, facing the piano, was a blue couch that we have in our living room now. And we didn't paint when we came in. My son was not even 2 yet, so the idea of painting was exhausting. So we just left the paint colors as they were and worked with them. I did put up these starfish. They're real starfish with little tacks. I thought they were cute, although if I had to do it again, I'm not sure I would have done it the same way. I just got sick of them. It was time for a change. It was time for big changes in my life. So here's this funny little hallway. Here's a linen closet. This is the upstairs bathroom. We redid this. It was 1950s pink and blue fabulous and just rotting and awful when we first moved in. It took a couple years, but we redid it. Green marble floor. I know marble's expensive, but for, come on, this tiny little bit, I decided that I wanted marble. Beveled edge subway tile, which I really like. I hope the person who is buying it likes it. Apparently they will. So that's the bathroom, upstairs bathroom. For a while, this was the only bathroom. And I'll show you, we put a bathroom in downstairs, and oh Lord, what a joy it was to have finally 2 bathrooms. So this was my son's room. His bed was in this corner, long way, so the headboard was here, and it went out like that. And his toy boxes, and his dresser was along this wall. So again, here, I'll show you back the way we came a very small room. This is the hallway vestibule. It's not really a hallway, it's kind of a funny, I don't even know what you would call it. So there's the bathroom we were just in. Here's the guest room. The guest room, we really ended up never putting anything in here. I couldn't decide what I wanted it for, which is, you might think it's funny. Oh, it's such a small house, you know, what do you mean you couldn't decide what you wanted it for? I couldn't decide whether to make it an office or, you know, we were hoping for a nursery. That hasn't happened. It didn't happen. So it was just kind of extra storage, and it's so tiny. My in-laws stayed with us a couple times, and you know, my sister and brother-in-law, we had a queen size inflatable on a stand. Let me tell you, you put that thing in there and set it all up, there was barely any room to scoot around the edge of the bed. A very tiny room. The lady who lived here before us used this room. There's a closet. She used it as an office, which is probably what I should have done. But in a tiny house, sometimes it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and you have to figure out all the, how to fit together all the pieces, and sometimes it's really hard to fit those pieces together. People think tiny house living is easy, but it's not. And they say, oh, you know, it's so much easier to keep a tiny house clean. Not really. If you use the same 2 rooms every day, they get dirty real quick. Anyway, I digress. I'm rambling. This was the master bedroom. My husband picked out the paint color. This is the only room that we painted because it was, I misspoke when I said we didn't paint. We only painted this room. It was an awful dark maroon color. And this is like a bright robin's egg blue. Not my fave, but we lived with it for 7 years. Let me turn us around so you get a full scope of the room. There's the closet. There's the doorway back where we came. You can see the little guest room out there. That is an old fire alarm device. Looks like harmonicas on the ceiling from the 1950s when the house was built. We didn't touch it. We're not terribly handy people, and if it wasn't annoying anybody, I said leave it, so we left it. So anyway, in our bedroom, we had the headboard against this wall right there. We did not have any room for end tables on either side of the bed. It was so tight. The bed came out to probably where I'm standing. I'll turn around. You can see the windows right here. Thank God we're skinny people. You had like maybe 1.5 feet to shimmy the end of the bed, between the end of the bed and the wall to walk around the bed. I had my dresser here. My husband had his dresser here, so it was very tight. This room is probably 10 feet by, I'm gonna say maybe 12 by 10 actually. Not big rooms. My living room, like I said, is only 22 feet by 11. Here we are back in the living room. And I'll take you into the kitchen. A galley kitchen. There's no dining room in this house, so it took us a little longer for us to sell this house because there's no dining room. We had a kitchen table that we've since gotten rid of that was a hand-me-down from, we don't even know who lived in an apartment that we rented in New York City, and they just left the table and the chairs when they moved out, and we needed a table and chairs, so we used it for close to 10 years. So there's the living room, my cabinets, and it was a fine kitchen, and it's a very tiny kitchen, and I can just about almost touch this one wall with my hand and then go and touch this wall. It's very small, but let me tell you, I hosted so many holidays. Any holiday that you could think of, I hosted in this house. Let me turn this around. Any holiday that you could think of, I hosted in this house. I certainly cooked for lots of people, cooked meals, cooked anything that you could think of in this house. So we were lucky to have this house, and we had some good times and some good memories here. But on to bigger things. Let's go out. Let's just take a peek of the backyard here. I'll turn you around again. My uncle's on a landscaping business. They've owned it for about 30 years now. It's probably one of the, I don't know. I think it's one of the most reputable and well-known landscaping businesses in Monmouth County, but what do I know? I love my family. That's what I'm trying to say, is I love my family. Here's our yard. We had a shed. My husband, chimenea, the grill, that's what I miss. We're gonna have to try to get one of those at our new house, a grill that goes right into the gas line, folks. It's a beautiful thing. And these, my uncle planted these. There's some kind of roses, I think. I'm bad. The family business is a landscape nursery, but I can't keep it anything alive. I don't know anything about plants. I know, the black sheep of the family, what can I tell you? But I think these are roses, but it's December in New Jersey. And it's cold and they're still blooming, and they bloomed from the second he put them in until I can't believe they're still blooming now. They're amazing. So